Hey there, I've mixed equal parts A and B, about 16 to 18 ounces of resin. I had a couple of coasters to coat, which I put a clear coat on those. And I'm going to use some new molds here, the leaf shapes. They are from craftsmanstore.com, so it's not in the US. So I'm going to put some Let's Resin white pearlized pigment in, a couple drops of Cast and Craft white. This is Golden Beach from Funshine Color Shop, so I want it to have a little bit of a pale, pearly, pale gold white shimmer. We'll see what we can get here. I want it more white than that, so I'm going to add more Cast and Craft. And I'm going to add some sparkle white to it. Which does not make it white, it just gives it more sparkle. I don't have any clue what this is going to do. I'm just going to try a different kind of method. See what happens. These I think come from Michael's. It's the Ashland brand decorative filler, and it's kind of a sea glass color, and I put that around the forms of the molds. And then I typically, use mica powders for the most part, but this time, in addition to the mica powder, I'm going to use Bombay inks, which I don't usually use. This is turquoise. That's probably too much because I don't want it. I want it kind of transparent, so I probably went overboard on that. I did a little bit more than I wanted. Then this one is aqua. These are the Dr. P.H. Martin. They don't have a dropper or anything, so they just kind of come out. But it's transparent, so that's good. Okay. And then I'm going to use Malachite and Mermaid. They're both from Funshine Color Shop. Just want to add a touch of shimmer to each cup. I'm just going to put in one scoop. That's the Malachite, and this is the Mermaid. Take some of this clear, just put it in a smaller cup so I have a little bit more control. Okay, that one is a trash. That thickened up. This one stayed okay, but the pigment's not moving, so it's probably going to be a wash too. But I think these look pretty good. Give it a last spray of alcohol. Okay, so I like what's going on. I wasn't sure exactly what would happen, but I like what's going on with it. I can live with it. I'm going to let it sit about 4 or 5 hours, and I may mold them a little bit instead of leaving them flat. So I'll see how that goes. I'll be back. So I probably should have just left them flat, but I like to have them kind of not plain. I like to put some shape into them, and sometimes that's to my demise because you get into it and it's still a little sticky on the edges or whatever, and it sticks to you, and it was kind of a big mess. I may or may not leave that part in the video, but I had quite a time getting them to form, because you want to get it at the right point where it's not totally cured, but you also have to get it at the right time where it's still flexible, and you have to heat it. When you heat it, it sometimes gets sticky again. So anyway, here we go. Now the reason I have this shape, but it has a edge that stands up on a ridge, and if you put your resin over something like that, it's going to leave a hard ridge in your resin. So that's why I put my silicone mat over it, to soften and to keep it from having that ridge. Therefore it didn't leave a line in my piece. Let me move this out of the way. I really do love these molds. The biggest one, I kind of heated it in one place, and it took just a little tiny part out of the mold, but I don't think it's going to matter really, because on the mold side, it's got these etched, if you can see the etched lines. If there's a little imperfection here or there, you're not going to really see it from the mold, so I'm going to be okay on that. I've got a few little pieces that I need to just kind of cut off where it stuck to the saran wrap and kind of stretched. You know, I can cut these off and get them. I like it a little uneven. And then my tip totally folded over, and it stuck because it was still tacky. So it folded over, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's now one piece on that end, so, which is okay. I don't mind that at all. I like it to be more organic looking than straight and flat, even though I may do some like that. So there is a tray. Here's my little imperfection right between, if you can see it right there. I don't know if you can. It stuck to the mold because I heated it too close in that spot. But otherwise, it's a really, really good quality mold. I got it from Craftsman store. I'll provide a link. And this mold is 14 inches long. The medium size is 9.5. The small one is 8. So I just took whatever I could find in my studio to, mold things around. So this one, it's a little bit more curled up on one side than the other. And I got these, both are kind of sticking up. It didn't go as perfectly as I had planned, but I still love it. and I had a really hard time deciding which side I wanted to be face up, but I decided to do this side face up because it has the etching in it, which I'm not going to etch. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to put paint into the etching. I'm just going to leave the etching as is, but I wanted the glass pieces that I had put in to show, and they don't really show on this side as much, but I do love this look right here. So I just had to make the choice, and I chose to go with this side, plus the Mica Flakes. You know, I had to press them down into the resin, but you know, they're closer to the top surface when they're flipped over. And this one I just had to keep taping because it was pretty firm, and I had to just put some plastic between this bottle of glass rocks. I had to tape it in order to keep it from opening back up while it was curing. And I use saran wrap just because and it does leave a little bit of texture sometimes depending on your resin, but it keeps it from sticking to what you're wrapping it around, so it's a good barrier. So there's the smaller piece. So these could be totally used as serving trays. They could be used just as art pieces on a sofa table or a coffee table. You could put keys and change. You could put candies, cookies. You could serve cheese and crackers or something. You know, you can do so many things with it. I'm pretty pleased. I didn't really know what to expect, and like I said, I do like this effect, so I'm going to keep that in mind for future projects. But I really wanted the glass pieces to show, and that was my first time really kind of using Bombay ink and a little bit of mica together. So there is some shimmer, which I do love. I love shimmer in my pieces, but I was trying to keep it a little bit more transparent. So I hope you learned something from this video. So here's what I used. I used these glass pieces from Michaels. It's the Ashland brand. These were a gift to me. Poseidon, Grotto Natural Mica Minerals from Color Art, Moon Rocks Painted. I'll have a link below the video. Funshine Color Shop, Mermaid, Golden Beach, Sparkle White, and Malachite, which is a teal green, blue green. I think the colors worked well together. I used Bombay ink, turquoise, and aqua with the micas. I added to the Golden Beach to lighten it some Let's Resin White Pearlized Pigment and some Cast and Craft White. That's my go-to for just white pigment. So those are the products I use. I'll add all the links below the video where you can find everything for the molds, and Funshine Color Shop, the Amazon links for everything else. I had a blast making that. I love that mold. I love the results. I like to do more things like this than I do just, you know, cookie cutter kind of projects with the resin. I'm not into the tumblers. That's not my jam. But yeah, I love these. I think they're beautiful. I'm very pleased with them. I love the colors. They look nice and coastal and beachy, and I'm hoping someone will fall in love with them as much as I love them. So I will see you on the next video. I hope you learned something really special with this. I always use the medium viscosity resin. I don't remember if I mentioned that, but that's equal parts A and B, the yellow green label. I love it because it sets up in 8 to 10 hours, but I always, when I'm forming something, I always leave it overnight until it's really hard the next day. And then it's a full cure within probably 3 days or so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. Also wanted to show you, I kept one of the coasters and put cork on the back so it doesn't look too bad. So I've got one. The other one had a big lump of resin that was standing up in the center because it hardened too fast, or I waited too long. So here is the finished one that did do what it was supposed to do. It just didn't move in like the rest because the resin was too far gone, too heated, and your resin will not make a pattern or move in to get that 3D effect when it's too heated up and too fully gone in the process. So here's the coaster. Thank you so much.